Then Daryl Moyer says, we're looking to trade him. Then he says, no, we want to keep him. And then the story coming out that they want to get Jimmy Butler. First of all, do you think they can get Jimmy Butler? I think they can. I think money-wise, they can finagle and figure that out. But what's the deal with the Rockets, in your opinion?
I think when there's smoke, there's fire. I'm sure everybody's heard that saying. For me, I feel like Chris Paul had a point in saying that, like, the style of basketball they're playing does not work. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you're not going to win with the way the NBA has evolved. You're not going to win with playing iso ball. That is just not the way to play basketball anymore. Like, you got to move the ball. You got to get easy baskets. You got to play tough nose defense. And then you can look at every champion for the past, 7, 8 years, 9 years maybe. Those teams have been built like that, where they've been able to get production from other players. They've been solid defensively, and they move the ball. Going back to even Miami, going back to Miami with LeBron James. Like, they were a team who passed the ball really well. Going back to Boston, so that's like the NBA has completely changed. And Houston, although they put up a bunch of points, they still primarily play iso basketball. Give it to Harden, everybody watch. Give it to Chris Paul, everybody watch. And Paul is like, no, we need to start moving the ball more. We move the ball more. We'll get better shots. We'll get easier baskets. We won't get tired at the end of the game and things like that. And I think all this only becomes an issue because they lost the series to the Warriors with Durant going down, right? Durant goes down. The Warriors come out in numbers. They start using the bench, and they literally just beat them, right? They beat them the last 2 games without Durant, even though, Houston was favored. So, those issues have come up. Now they want to change. They want to trade everybody. Chris Paul, they tried to trade Chris Paul. Nobody wants to take that contract. Nobody's paying a 35-year-old guard $40 million a season, except the Rockets. Right? They're the only people who want to trade. They're going to pay him that. They're the only people. And so even with the Jimmy Butler thing, I don't think they get Jimmy Butler because, first off, there's no money there. Like, how do you get the money to give Jimmy Butler a max contract, which is what he's looking for? He's looking for a max contract. Jimmy Butler is not taking a pay cut because this is probably his only chance to get a max contract. Jimmy Butler's already old. He's like 30, right? True. So Jimmy Butler doesn't have multiple opportunities to get max contracts. This is his one time only to get one. So he's going to get a max contract. He's going to get his money. I don't see Houston being able to pay him that at any point unless they move Chris Paul or unless they move Harden. They're not moving Harden. So Chris Paul got to be the one to go, and they already tried to move him, and Nick said no. Nobody wants him because of the money. Nobody wants to pay him. So I don't think that happens. And, me personally, I think that Houston has the pieces that they need to win. They just need to change the style of basketball that they play. They really need to figure it out and really let Chris Paul be a facilitator. Let him be a facilitator. Harden becomes more of a facilitator. And maybe you take over the game at the end. But having players stand around the entire game and watch you dance the whole game, like, that doesn't work anymore. It doesn't work. You got to change it.
Yeah, I agree. And Courtney hit the nail on the head. It's the same problem with the Thunder not going to win with Harden and Westbrook playing iso ball. Also, having D'Antoni as the coach. I don't understand how people can look at his history. You can pull it up. You could Google D'Antoni's record, and it will have 0 opportunities in the finals. It will also have 0 opportunity of winning anything. So that's a major part of it too, because his offensive game plan has got to be first 1 to 150 wins. Go out there, have fun, and I'll be sitting over here yelling plays, but they're not really plays; they're decoys. That's what it looks like every time they go up against the Warriors. That's what it looks like. So I don't think they're going to be any better next year. I don't think they're going to be any better next year.
The West is wide open.
Right.
Well, see, the West is wide open, right? The Warriors go down. The West is wide open. And, I mean, if you look at it from that perspective, with the Warriors going down, Houston has to be next in line. Like, they're the only team in the West that has actually given the Warriors a game, right? It has really given the Warriors a challenge. They're the only team. So you have to. So that's why it's even crazy that Daryl Morey in Houston is panicking so much, because it's like, yo, like, you have your opportunity this upcoming season. Like, stay packed, figure out a way to switch that offense and make it work. And you possibly got a ring, possibly. But they're not going to do that. They panicked. They lost. They see that they can't beat the Warriors, and now, everything is just going haywire.
Yeah. So we got Tyjun Mack on the line. We got a couple minutes left in the show. Appreciate you for coming on. Make sure follow Ty Mack. It's Tymack on Facebook. He'll get into some arguments with you. He'll talk some basketball with you. In the chat groups, 2 Live Stews, I believe you're in that one. Also in NBA, NFL, Real Talk. So make sure to get in there, chat it up with him. Have a good rest of your day. I'll definitely be getting you on possibly next week. We'll see what the way the schedule is, but good luck.
Oh, man, no problem. Thank you for having me on as usual, man, and we'll chop it up later.
All right. Take care.
All right. Later.
All right. That was Tyjun Mack. If you listen to any of my shows throughout my podcasting career or life, you know Tyjun Mack is a good friend of mine. Got him on the show today. We got about 7 minutes left in the show. D'Antoni is good in the regular season, but playoffs not so much, says Courtney. I agree with you 100%. I think Denver is next in line as the next best team in the West. That's a great point, especially as far as they've gotten. They almost beat Portland. And Portland was basically second because they went to the conference finals. So you got a great point. Denver adding Bol. In addition, I guess they did not have a first round pick, but them adding Bol, I'm a little bit shaky on him. I'm a little bit shaky because I don't know if he's gonna be as good as advertised. I just don't know. I'm not hating on the kid at all, but I just don't know if he's going to live up to the hype that was put on him. But it's a second-round pick. It's worth a shot. You're not losing anything by drafting him. And you bring him in, he gives you some quality minutes, gives you some spot starts. Maybe he ends up actually starting for a major part of the season. And Michael Porter Jr. coming back as well. Great point, Courtney. Great point. I think that he's going to be huge for Denver this year. So the NBA draft is concluded. Zion going to the Pelicans. Emotion, raw emotion there. I love it, man. I love it to see someone who has worked, and these kids work so hard to get to this point. You get drafted. There's going to be some emotion there because you're excited that your dream finally comes true. So I'm very excited for Zion, very excited for Jay Morant, RJ Barrett, DeAndre Hunter going to the Hawks. And shout out to the Hawks getting DeAndre Hunter. Also at number 10, getting Cam Reddish. 2 great assets to their team. They're going to have a young lineup, a physical lineup, and they're going to be good. They're going to be good. They're going to be definitely better than what they were last year. I wonder if they're going to keep Isaiah Thomas on the roster still. And I'm going back to the Nuggets, excuse me. But a lot of teams did well. I really don't think any team did horrible. Maybe Miami, though. You know, Mocha Bella just mentioned in the chat room that they drafted Bol, and then they end up trading him to Denver. Also, they drafted Tyler Hero from Kentucky. I don't know that much about him. I'm interested to see what he brings to the table. And then they got KZ Okapolo from Stanford. So I don't think they got a great grade. Heat don't really have a direction right now, and you got a great point there. D-Wade being gone, you're really starting off from scratch. Who's going to be the leader of the team? Who's going to be the star player of the team? So that is a very interesting team. Look out for Romeo Langford. Got drafted out of Indiana to the Celtics. I think he's going to be a good player off the rip. Also, Carson Edwards goes to Boston. Especially with the way Boston is looking right now. And where does Kyrie go? I talked about this on Monday's show. More updates are coming in. It sounds like he doesn't know where he wants to go. Also sounds like Brooklyn may not be it. Also sounds like the Lakers are in the mix. The Knicks are in the mix. Anything is possible right now, I think, with this Kyrie. But I think it's between the Nets, the Knicks, and the Lakers. And he pretty much has it at his fingertips right now. And what exactly is he going to do? So I want to thank everybody for tuning in to today's edition of the BS3 Sports Show right here on X Squad Radio. The Zion era begins. We all been waiting for it. He's going to get a massive shoe deal whenever that happens. Shout out to my Tar Heels, Tar Heel Nation. Kobe White at number 7. Cam Johnson at number 11. Nasir Little at number 25. Fourth time under Roy Williams with 3 first-rounders. Also, Canada having 4 first-rounders. R.J. Barrett, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Brandon Clark. Also, Mfiondu Kabengele, probably going to say that name wrong, to the Clippers. Also, before we end the show, huge shout out to a Bay Area native, CC Sabathia, with his 250th win over the Tampa Bay Rays, who may be playing in Montreal and Tampa Bay. We'll see if that happens. Crazy story. Running out of time. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend. I know I will. Coming up later on, we should have DJ Knox. And stay tuned to X Squad Radio. You never know what show will be coming on and what guests will be coming on. And check out the recap show that was just before mine. So go back and listen to that. A recap of all the shows throughout the week. Have a great weekend. God is love. Peace.